Hello and welcome to FPL Mate, your best mate for fantasy Premier League content for the 2021-22 season. My name is Dan and welcome to the Game Week 2 deadline stream. Every time we play that music, that stream music, it gets me hyped. It gets me so hyped. I just know when I hear that music, the game week is about to start. I get so excited about it, I really do. I am so buzzing for this game week, particularly after game week 1 and just starting off so well. Yeah, I'm just so excited. I didn't realise how much I loved fantasy football until, last week, getting a great game week. And I've been waiting for this moment all week. I cannot wait for the football to get started. I'm sure a lot of you guys are the same. Really excited for the new game week to start. Get going. Here we go. Another game week. And the drama of it all, enjoying it, not just enjoying the football because I love football and I'm going to be watching every single game that I can this weekend, but just watching it through the eyes of a fantasy player is just so amazing. So let's say a quick hello to see who is in the chat today. First, we've got Zaki Malek, Dan Cross is here, the moderator extraordinaire himself. Sahil is here, Gizi Hunchu, Kia Wag, Daniel Rogi, Adam Pearce, Simon Oakland. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the stream. It's another exciting one. It's another exciting one, guys. I'm very close to 78,000 subscribers, so I think I only need like 10 more. So if you guys are not subscribed yet, I just need 10 of you right now to click that subscribe button and hit, so we can hit 78,000 subscribers. You're not gonna regret it, guys. Honestly, I'm gonna try and help you out. I'll do my very best to make sure that you reach and achieve all of your FPL goals this season. I'm going to do my best to help you out. So, yes, guys, lots of people saying hello. Hi, guys. I hope you're all good. Timothy's here. Vishal's here as well. Sons of Nana D is here as well. Love it. Absolutely love it. Jakub Salovsky says 59 minutes agonising over captaincy. Yeah. Final captaincy decisions to be made here. Chris Raddy's here. What's up, man? So basically, I know a lot of you guys are thinking about captaincy. I didn't do a captain's video this week. I don't really want to do a dedicated captain's video on this channel because, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people already do that. You can go find that from 5, 6, 7 other YouTube channels. I mean, there's so many new FPL YouTube channels that have popped up this year. There's probably like 100 FPL YouTubers that are doing captains videos right now. So I do like to try and make sure the content here is a little bit different, but I have at the same time got an idea of how I can integrate some captaincy related content into the content. That's going to start from next week, but for now I decided instead we'd do a quick poll on Twitter this morning to see who you guys are captaining, and maybe we can get a little bit of insight of who a lot of people are captaining, basically. But before we start on the FPL content for today, I just wanted to say very, very quickly, thank you so much for choosing to watch this deadline stream. I know there's many other deadline streams going on right now around YouTube, etc. And yeah, I just want to say I really, really appreciate you joining me today, and hopefully I can make this stream a good one and answer as many questions as possible and help you guys out as much as I possibly can. So yeah, there we go, guys. That's that. And let's have a look at the results so far of this Twitter poll that I put up. I only put it up maybe half an hour ago, so the results are pretty fresh, but hopefully I'm sure there's over 1,000 responses so far. Yes, 1,448 responses on the poll. You can see there in front of you, and wow, that is pretty Salah centric, right? And it's pretty Salah-centric. 69% of you guys going for Salah as your captain. 24.4% of you going for Bruno. And only 6.6% of people are going for someone other than Salah and Bruno. So, again, this game week is going to be all about Salah and Bruno. I would say last week was more Salah. It was probably more like 90% Salah last week and 10% Bruno or something like that. But this week it is slightly more split, but people still are favouring Salah, and I agree with that. Salah is my captain for the game week, so I do agree with that, and that does sound right. So yeah, so we will look at some of the others though, because a few people have commented some others that they have. That they've captained as well, so we're gonna have a look at that as well. So yeah, some people, Robert Sanchez, I feel like that's a joke. Noble Area here says, why not Mane or Mahrez? I think a few people, to be fair, said Mahrez, but here we go. Tactically Obsessed has gone for Sadio Mane. Denny says Mahrez or Bruno. Gotta make your mind up. Fancy Bruno. Don't trust the bald man at City. Completely agree. Tempted by Captain Havertz. Danny Ings there. Danny Ings. Mahrez. Okay, so Mahrez, Danny Ings and Mane seem to be the popular other choices. FPL Mate has gone for Greenwood here. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I kind of understand. Mahrez is definitely an interesting differential captain shout, but honestly, it's all about Salah and Bruno, really. To be honest, I've not really thought past Salah and Bruno. I'm not really interested in captaining anyone else. I would have to say if I got news right now that both Salah and Bruno had just got suddenly injured and couldn't play in game week 2, I would probably go for Greenwood. To be honest, I do quite fancy Greenwood to get something out of this game, but it's a little bit earlier in the season to be taking risks like that, and Salah and Bruno are obviously fantastic shouts indeed. So yeah, we're going to be sticking with I'm going to be sticking with the boys. We're going to be sticking with Salah. Yeah, but I mean, we will talk about this a little bit more, because I know some people are kind of a little bit concerned, because obviously Salah, he doesn't have a great record against Burnley, and also I think someone told me that Salah has never scored in game week 2, which is a bizarre stat. First of all, I don't pay too much attention to that, to be honest. Like, and also I don't pay too much attention of how often a player scores in particular game weeks. I think that's a little bit random. Just because Salah's not scored in game week 2 in previous seasons, I don't think that's evidence to say that he's not going to score in this game week. I really don't. I doubt Salah has got some kind of mental block where he says, I cannot score in game week 2 in FPL. I cannot score in game week 2. That is obviously not what's going through his head. There's no conspiracy theory here. Don't worry about it. Just ignore the fact that Salah's not scored in Game Week 2 before. In terms of opposition, I know some people really do care about players' records against oppositions. And I think typically I don't pay any attention to it. I think it's nonsense. But there are some instances where I kind of understand it a little bit. So Kane versus Arsenal, Jamie Vardy versus Arsenal. There's a few particular players who have very, very good records against particular teams, and I do understand that. Son against Man City, he's got a very good record there. I said that pre-season when we were kind of considering putting Son into our fantasy teams. I sort of said, Son's actually, it seems like a difficult game, but Son's actually got a really good record against Man City. So some players I understand. When it comes to players like Salah against Burnley at home, just because he's got 2 goals and 1 assist in 7 games or something like that, it's not even that bad, to be honest, is it? So yeah, it's not really something that I pay too much attention to. I don't think you should. At the end of the day, this is Salah. First time in front of a full home crowd in 18 months. Salah used to absolutely thrive. It used to be basically a rule of thumb that when Salah was playing at home, you captain him. It doesn't matter who the opposition is. When Salah plays at home, you captain him. That was kind of always a rule of thumb when playing FPL, and I don't see why things are any different now. Salah obviously started fantastically. He could have got a couple of goals. He only got 1 goal in the end. He could have got a couple of goals. He was creative as well. Liverpool looked really, really good. Back to, getting back to their best that we know they can be at. And Burnley started off fairly, not a great start, conceding 2 goals against Brighton. Burnley typically over the last season haven't been that defensive unit we know them to be. So it's very difficult for me to come out and say, Burnley is going to be a tough opposition for Liverpool, because I don't think they will. Obviously, there's random results in football. You never fully know what's going to happen. But really, you would say that Salah against Burnley at home in front of a home crowd for the first time in forever, the form that he showed in the first game, the performance that he put out in the first game, it's easy. It's an easy decision for me. But obviously, there is Bruno. And Bruno is a great shout, by the way, for captaincy. Bruno is a very, very, very good captaincy shout. But for those people who are saying, because I want to try and play both sides of the coin here, Bruno obviously he's got a fantastic record against Southampton, but the data, the extent of the data is pretty. There's not much of it, because obviously Bruno's not only been in the Premier League for a season and a half, so there's not actually that much data of Bruno versus Southampton. I think people think a lot when they think of Bruno against Southampton. We think of the game last season, February, I think it was, Manchester United versus Southampton, when Manchester United won 9-0 against Southampton. Absolutely storming result. Fernandes scored wonderfully in that game. It really was fantastic. I think it was quite interesting because obviously Manchester United won 9-0. I think there were several goals up in the first half, and Bruno hadn't even had a goal contribution, and then second half he exploded, assists, goals. I think there was probably a penalty in there, to be honest. I can't remember exactly, but I'm pretty sure there was a penalty in there as well. And yeah, he exploded in the second half. But from memory, the way I remember the game, and correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think Southampton at the time were missing a few players. I think they were playing a couple of youth players in that game. One of those youth players got got red carded in like the first, second, third minute, right at the beginning of the game. One of the 2 youth players that they were forced to play got themselves red carded, and then they were playing with 10 men for the rest of the game. So there was injuries. Vestergaard, I don't think, was playing. I think it was Kyle Walker-Peters who was out as well. I can't remember who the replacement right back was, but it was a kind of a player with not very much experience, and it was the central midfielder who got red carded early on in that game. So don't expect another 9-0 is basically what I'm saying, because the circumstances in that game were quite unique. Now, to be fair, Vestergaard is not at Southampton anymore. Kyle Walker-Peters, we don't know 100% if he's going to play or not in this game. Livramento could be the guy coming in. So, yeah, and also there's no Danny Ings there. So, yeah, Southampton are not in a great place right now. When you look at their squad, you look at their first 11 that you sort of expect to play. you kind of, yeah, you kind of think, yeah, okay, this is not the best Southampton team we've ever seen. So I'm not saying that Manchester United aren't going to go there and batter them. I would not be surprised with a 4-0, game or something like that, or something like that. But Salah at home. Remember, guys, the home and away factor is back this season as well. Away games are going to be more difficult. Home games are going to be slightly easier. That's how it's going to be this year. So in that sense, Thang Bui said there was 2 red cards. Yeah, there was 2 red cards in that game. I think the other one was Bednarek when he got his -7 point game or something ridiculous like that. He got red carded right at the end of the game, didn't he? So yeah, I'm not really going to count that towards one of the factors of that result. See, that'd be a little, because Southampton had already well and truly lost by the time Bednarek had got himself red carded. But yeah, what a crazy one. Bednarek I can't remember exactly, maybe someone in the chat can remember exactly, but it wasn't Bednarek. He ended the game on something like -7 points. Red card, penalty given away, 9 goals conceded. Unbelievable. And I remember seeing on Twitter someone had captained him for like a -14. I don't know. I don't know why anyone would captain Bednarek in a game against Manchester United, but when there's 8 million players playing a game, that there's at least one person doing something ridiculous on any given game week, right? So there we go. Like I said, I can see that game potentially being something like a 4-0 or something like that. So Bruno was is absolutely a great captain shout for this game week. Subham Shrestha said own goal too. Yes, that's right. He also scored an own goal in that game, and a few people have said it was a -7. So own goal. Did he give away a penalty? Got the red card. Conceded 9 goals. It was a world record minus amount of points for an FPL player. Absolutely insane. Really, really crazy. But there we go. But yeah, guys, Salah is the captain I'm going for. But Bruno, at the same time, I completely understand why you would go for Bruno. I think Sancho is going to be playing in this game as well. So I think I'm kind of hoping or betting on the fact that points will be shared among players like Sancho, Fernandes, Greenwood, Pogba. They're all Luke Shaw as well is probably going to be involved there. Wan-Bissaka, I think he got a really good score in that Southampton result last year. Wan-Bissaka. So I'm feeling like maybe the points are going to get shared around a little bit. Whereas I'm hoping this first home game for Salah in so long, well, not first home game, but you know what I mean, it's just going to be an absolute. That hair's annoying me. Yeah, let's just move that out of the way. I'm hoping this first home game in front of the full home crowd for forever is just going to unleash Salah. It's going to unleash him, awaken him. So that's going to be really good, hopefully. And it's the first game, which is the most nervy thing about it, right? It's the first game. If it goes wrong for the rest of the game week, you're going to be like, oh no. You're just going to be watching the rest of the football through your hands, right? If you blanks. But the good thing is that most people are going to be on Salah. So if Salah blanks, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you saw in my poll that was it like something like 69% of people are going for Salah captain. So that Salah's going to be the popular captain. So if he fails, we all fail together. Which is when you've got a decent rank, that's a pretty good thing. Because you're taking away a bit of risk, and if everyone fails with you around you, you're not really going to drop many places, if any. So you can kind of protect your rank a little bit that way, which is definitely something I'll be looking to do, certainly at the start of the season. When you get a start like this, I do want to protect it a little bit and solidify what I've got, rather than try and make too many bold moves and move up too quickly. Naturally, I will just move upwards because, sorry for talking about my team a little bit, but we will talk about you guys' team and answer some of your questions soon, I promise. But what I've got going on right now is really good because a lot of, probably 8 out of 10, 80% of the teams above me right now above me in FPL have already used the chip. They've already used their triple captain. They've already used their bench boost. Most of the teams above me have already used a chip, and they can't use a chip every week. They can't keep getting an advantage over me every week by using a chip, right? I've not used one. So in game week 2, they've got the same team, I've got the same team. The difference is they don't have a chip last week, but last week they depended on the chip to get their rank. So in theory, by having a similar team to them, or you suggest maybe slightly better team, particularly if they've used the bench boost in game week 1, which a lot of people did, they're going to have their money spread out on the bench. They're going to have a benching dilemma, and that's going to actually become a disadvantage for them in game week 2. So in theory, I should have another green arrow this week, and I'm really aiming, particularly if Salah does well, just even as one goal or something like that. As long as Salah scores one goal in this first game, I will be aiming to get into the top 10,000 for game week 2 right away, right off the bat. And then from there, I'll be looking to solidify over the first few game weeks, and then gradually we'll be looking to introduce some slightly more interesting players and slowly climb and grind as people naturally drop off, because people will drop off when people run out of chips to use to stay at the top. They all start to drop off when people who have potentially been because a lot of people just copy people's teams. Like if you're copying experts' teams, if you're copying YouTuber streams, these kind of people typically, because they're not engaged managers really, because they're not really that interested. They don't really want to play the game themselves. They just want to. If you all you're doing is copying and pasting someone else's team, you're probably not that interested in playing the game, and you will get bored and you'll drop off. So those people will drop off as well, and I will naturally gravitate to the top. Or not necessarily to the top. I mean, ideally, I gravitate to first. That would be amazing. Obviously, with a start like this, my aim is to win FPL. It has to be. How can it not be? It's not going to happen. Game week 2 could very easily be a disaster, and I'll be knocked back down to whatever. But yeah, we're gonna set our sights high today, this season, I suppose. Well, unless it all goes wrong. If it all goes wrong in the next few game weeks, then we'll perhaps have to reevaluate our goals for the season. But certainly, the goal for this week is to break into the top 10,000, and that's the aim. And I think it's very, very possible, particularly if Salah does well. Then the rest of the team should tick along quite nicely. I think triple Liverpool, triple Manchester United. A lot of people said that was too risky. But it pays to take a little bit of risk if you're confident in it, I suppose. We've got players like Callum Wilson, who is going to be out differential against Aston Villa, who looked really shaky in that first game. Can he do some damage away to Aston Villa? Potentially. If he does, amazing. Wilson scores a couple of goals and we're absolutely flying. As with a player like Greenwood as well. The rest of the team, for me, is pretty template, to be honest. Pretty darn template. Richie Massey says, can you show how you got 115 points for game week 1? Yeah, I'll show you very, very quickly. No problem at all. I mean, it was pretty much with the exact same team, to be honest, but there you go, 115 points. Yeah, mostly Salah captain, Bruno Fernandes there, and we've got returns from Alexander-Arnold, Tsimikas, Greenwood, Ben Rama 12 points, Ings 7, Antonio 13, Wilson 6. So yeah, it was a good game week, all in all. Imagine if I'd played Ayling instead of Shaw, 120 points that would have been insane. That would have been, but never mind. Never the mind. So we'll go back to pick team anyway, just to let you know how I'm going to be lining up for this game week. And I suppose we have a look in the chat to see if anyone is asking any particularly interesting questions. A few people making random shouts of injuries. Now, I haven't actually heard anything. Well, to be honest, I've not really had a chance because I woke up pretty late today, so I didn't really get a chance to check much on Twitter, any injury news, and obviously stuff will come in whilst I'm streaming. So let's have a look. To see if there's any interesting injuries or news. I'm just going to check my phone, guys, just to see if we can find anything. Who's good for injuries? I don't know who's good for up-to-date injuries. I can't really see anything on my timeline, so I'm going to assume that there's no new major injuries or anything like that. This is the thing with doing deadline streams, by the way, because typically I would be, if I wasn't doing these deadline streams, I'd be doing my research, staying on Twitter, trying to stay up to date with news and stuff, and you can't do that in you can't do that whilst you're live streaming. Really, it's quite difficult. Plus, you can't even trust the chat because people just put random stuff in there that's just not true to try and get a reaction. And there we go. Yeah, nothing. No, nothing interesting. Absolutely fine. I mean, it's not really like I'm gonna make any transfers now anyway. But yeah, okay. Let's have a look at some what you guys are saying in the chat anyway. Okay. So, best captain, Fernandes or Salah? We've done that. I'm going for Salah. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Sahil Chowdhury, here we go. Got to check out the members' questions. Question, if Barnes doesn't give any returns this week, who should I transfer him out for? Got Salah, Bruno and Rafinha as the other playing midfielders. I guess the answer to that question, Sahil, is not if Salah doesn't give any returns, it's how he performs. If he performs well and doesn't get any returns, then I think we give him another game week because they've got Norwich next game week, and I don't think you'd want to get rid of Barnes ahead, or any Leicester player really, ahead of a game against Norwich. So yeah, my answer to that is he'd have to perform pretty badly, get yanked at half time or at 60 minutes because he's just doing so badly. That'd be the only reason I would consider removing Barnes, really, because you gotta think about the long term. You gotta think about the next game week's fixture. You don't want to be removing Barnes ahead of the Norwich game, and I will just confirm that is their next game. Yeah, it is. Yeah, 3 o'clock kickoff next Saturday. Leicester versus Norwich. So no, I would not be removing Barnes so easily, to be honest. West Ham's a good game as well, so don't be too negative. Barnes, I know a lot of people have already given up on Barnes, and something that I said in, I can't remember which video it was, but something I said in a video the other day was, if you have Barnes in your team, remember why you picked him in the first place. You put him in your team because you really like him as a player, you really believe in him, and you think he's a really good player that can perform, that can do really well. You liked his value, you liked his price. What's changed? One game week's worth of data shouldn't usually be enough to change your mind on something like this. Don't panic too much after one game week. There are exceptions to the rule, but the reason why, you saw in my 100 experts video, 67% of FPL veterans, experts, content creators, 67% of them are not making any transfers this game week because they chose their game week 1 team for a reason, and they understand that one game week is not enough data to make a knee-jerk decision. You can't see a player's form based on one game, or it's very difficult to see someone's form based on one game. So remember why you picked your player in game week 1, and give him a chance, I suppose. Give him a chance. What else have we got? There was an interesting question from Adam Pearce. You nervous about Lukaku both as an FPL asset and as an Arsenal fan? We'll come back to that because I've just got a super chat. We'll come back to that Lukaku question. Ben Houghton, thank you very much for the super chat, my man. Really, really appreciate that, dude. Do you think Willock will bang this year? Oh, I've had a couple of super chats earlier, Dan. All right, I'll catch up with them. Do you think Willock will bang this year, and would you swap Odegaard for Saka? Then I'll have more to spend on striker as I've got Armstrong. Who do I prefer, Odegaard or Saka? I mean, Odegaard at 5.5 million is really, really tempting, and I do like that. But typically, I do, as an Arsenal fan, I avoid Arsenal players because I don't think we're very good. And until I see something different, until I see Arsenal performing, I'm not really going to touch the Arsenal players, to be fair. But I agree with you. Odegaard is a really good price. So yeah, I would definitely be tempted to get him. My webcam's just lagging, so let's just try and fix that quick. Is that caught up with itself? No, it hasn't. Don't worry. But yeah, do I think Willock will bang? potentially. I don't think he'll do anything near what he did last season, so don't expect a goal every game like he was doing at the end of last year. But he could do okay. He could do pretty well, but yeah, just don't expect the same returns as last year. Odegaard, yeah, I like him. Do I like him over Saka? There's not much in it, to be honest. But Odegaard's price would really, really tempt me. If you forced me to go for an Arsenal player, I would go for Odegaard because I wouldn't have to spend that much money. No, I'd possibly consider Ben White as well, if I'm completely honest. But Saka's not really factored into my thinking too much. Let's see if he starts this game week, because obviously he's not fully ready, and let's see how he does when Arsenal's fixtures pick up a little bit as well. Could be interesting. But yes, Dan Cross said I've missed a couple of super chats. I have no idea how. You know what? I should probably get up my second screen here. We've got a super chat here that says Zaha, Bumo, Barnes, or Sarr this week, or someone else. That's from Pratyush, or someone as in to transfer in. Out of those players, who do I like the look of the most? I like the look of Mbumo, and I like the look of Sarr. I think Zaha is a troll. I think Barnes hasn't shown enough yet to justify bringing him in immediately. Although, if he does well today, I'd definitely consider bringing him in for the game against Norwich. So Mbumo or Sarr, I quite like the look of, if I'm honest. So maybe you could go for one of them. Ollie Jakob Haug says, I'm happy Arsenal got Odegaard back. Yeah, so am I. What great signing. And a signing for the future as well. He's got many, many years to come in him. So that's going to be absolutely amazing for us. What a signing. Arsenal has spent so much money. Now we just need to get some results. Sorry. My throat is going. Talking too much. Yeah, it's all well and good spending all this money. I just want to see some results now. We've got Sif Gawini says, Greenwood to Son. I have enough money in the bank. No, I don't think so. I would stick with Greenwood. I would keep that money banked for a rainy day. And there could very well be a rainy day. And, you know, might be a really nice opportunity to use that money, or use that money in part to get Lukaku into your team in the future, which we are going to talk about. But no, stick with Greenwood, I'd say, this game week. Something about Son, by the way, is I know it's a game against Wolves that Spurs have got this week. Yeah, they've got Wolves this week. Is it Crystal Palace next week? No, it's not. It's Watford next week, and then Crystal Palace the following week. Okay, so Spurs, Son. Sorry, the problem is with Son is that he is one of those fixture-proof players, but arguably so fixture-proof that he actually performs better against the more difficult opponents, because he's just like one of the best counter-attacking players in world football. He really is so good at counter-attacking football. So when a team plays a low block, and you expect teams like Wolves, maybe Watford, maybe Crystal Palace to play a low block type formation at the back, Son is actually kind of at a disadvantage there, because that's not how he plays. He plays on the break. He plays so well on the break. We saw that against Man City. We saw some of his biggest scores at the beginning of last season. Son was getting some really nice scores, and it was all because he was able to counter-attack. And if he can't counter-attack, it's not that he still ticks along quite nicely with some points. But if you're looking for mega hauls, you're not going to get them from Son against the typically weaker opponents. It needs to be a team that plays with a bit of courage. Now, maybe you would say a team like Norwich, who play kind of expansive football, Son could do well there. Against a team like Southampton, Son could do well there. But if you think about your typical, defensive teams, Son is not really that good against them. Which is, it's kind of it's one of those FPL traps, because you look at the fixture and you look at the player and you think that's amazing, but it's often a little bit more complicated than that. And I think a lot of the times that's the difference between, being a good FPL manager and reaching the kind of high levels, is kind of look at how the player plays and how the defense plays, and vice versa. And how's the matchup there? How is the matchup there? Particularly when we're thinking about captaincy. Think about it a little bit more. Think about the matchup. McGrid here says Cancelo apparently not playing. Options, what to do. I've not seen anything about Cancelo definitely not playing, but I have to say in my predicted lineups videos that I did yesterday, I did exclude Cancelo. I put Zinchenko as a left back and Walker as right back. I would speculate that that's probably that's going to be the case. Cancelo is a difficult one. Anyway, he's always going to have that little bit of rotation risk, and you pick him in your fantasy team knowing that some games he's just not going to play. He's just not going to play, unfortunately. So it's up to you. Do you have enough cover on the bench? Do you want to have Cancelo for future game weeks? Are you confident about having him for future game weeks? Or have you kind of been awakened and kind of just thinking now, oh, you know what? I just don't want this headache. I don't want my player rotated. I haven't got enough cover on the bench to deal with this. I need to get rid of him. And if you do need to get rid of him, fair enough. Fair enough. There are other options in defence. You can go for Trent Alexander-Arnold. You can go for Luke Shaw. You can go for Lukaku, maybe, someone like that. I'm trying to think who performed well in Game Week 1 defensively. There wasn't that many. There wasn't that many clean sheets going around in Game Week 1, were there? I would probably still avoid the Chelsea defence for now. We'll probably look to move on to the Chelsea defence in about Game Week 7. So we probably avoid Chelsea defence for now. But if you've not got an Alexander-Arnold or a Luke Shaw, those would be the obvious ones to go for. So that's where I'd go. I don't think personally I'd want to be dealing with a Cancelo headache. I know I've not really got enough on my bench. Sean O'Reilly, I hope I've pronounced that right. Kian. I've always struggled with the Irish name. Sorry, man. I have Salah and Mane. Should I transfer out Mane for KDB or Mahrez? Well, KDB is a doubt for this game, by the way. And maybe I should have mentioned this in this stream already. But KDB is going to be a little bit of a doubt. Because he's picked up a small ankle injury. He didn't train yesterday. We don't know 100% if he's going to be playing or not, unfortunately. So KDB is a little bit risky unless there's been some more news in the last hour. KDB is just too much of a risk. You could transfer out Mane for Mahrez, but honestly, I think Mane has got just as much of a chance of scoring some points today as Mahrez has. So for that reason, I would just not do it. I would just hold the transfer, to be honest, mate. I stick as it is. We have got a new member as well, haven't we? Let's find them. Rahul Rao, welcome and thank you very much for welcome to the members area. There's no members area. Welcome as a member to the channel. Do some emojis in the chat, and I'll keep an eye out for any questions you have. Although my chat is lagging, I'm gonna get up my my laptop and actually the chat's not that bad. I'll get my laptop ready just in case I need to switch and look at the chat on the laptop. There we go. Chat's absolutely flying. Absolutely flying. Okay. Anyway, I can't remember who it was. Was it Adam? Maybe asked about Lukaku and worrying a little bit about Lukaku. I'm not going to talk about in football terms because obviously I do think Lukaku is going to come in here and batter Arsenal because I am a very low confidence Arsenal fan. But we will talk about Jimenez in the sense that I just kind of Lukaku. We'll talk about Lukaku in the sense that is it going to be easy to get him into our teams? No, it's not going to be easy. You're going to have to make a sacrifice somewhere. The sacrifices that can be made is basically either Salah. I don't think anyone wants to do that. Bruno Fernandes. I don't think anyone wants to do that. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, to be fair, Manchester United's fixtures get kind of bad from Game Week 7 and Chelsea's fixtures get kind of good from Game Week 7. So there is logic to say maybe you could go, swap Bruno down to another midfielder and swap one of your strikers up to a Lukaku if you've got two transfers banked, because hopefully by that time we will have two transfers banked because we've already banked one, or I've already banked one, and a lot of people have already banked one. So that two transfers to do Bruno Fernandes basically Bruno Fernandes to Lukaku in Game Week 7. That is an option. That is how one way of getting Lukaku into your team. Try and make sure you've got some Manchester United cover in there, still in their attack, I suppose. But that's one way of doing it, particularly if Lukaku is just dominating the points. Another way of doing it is you can transfer out, well, for example, in my team, if I've got 0.5 million in the bank, so what I can technically do is downgrade Trent Alexander-Arnold to a 4.5 million defender, and I could upgrade Ings up to Lukaku. So that is an option there as well. The only issue there is that you don't have a Liverpool defender anymore, and that again could be a problem because we don't want to be Liverpool defenceless. Particularly if Liverpool do start performing as the Liverpool defence of 2019-20, Trent Alexander-Arnold scores a free kick, gets a clean sheet, gets an assist, all in one game, and suddenly you're having an absolute nightmare. So Trent is not really a player I want to sacrifice really at all throughout the entire season, really. But that is an option. And the other way is just to wildcard and restructure your entire team. So there are different ways of getting Lukaku into your team. And it's good to think about it and work out how you can do it. I said at the beginning of the season that Bruno Fernandes would be a bit of a piggy bank where I can withdraw the cash from Bruno Fernandes if I wanted to jump to another premium. So, I mean, I guess that's plan number one. Game week 7, Bruno to Lukaku seems like a good move. So, that's probably what I'd be thinking in. Football Carl says transfer in Chalobah for Southampton. I wouldn't be too certain about that. I don't know if Chalobah is going to start in this game for Chelsea. It might be Azpilicueta comes in. I really wouldn't be surprised if Azpilicueta comes in for Chalobah. Benrahma to start. Mings or Benrahma to start, sorry. Back Benrahma, I think. Back the attacker. What should I do with Havertz? I would say that Havertz probably plays this game week, to be honest, because there's no Pulisic, he's got COVID. There's no Ziyech, he's still injured. So it doesn't really leave with many options. So, yeah, Havertz is probably going to play this game. He's well rested. Didn't start last game. Tuchel rotation suggests that he's ready to rotate back in. Basically, yeah, keep Havertz. Don't go anywhere. Don't worry about Havertz too much in this game. Yeah, don't worry about one bad game week is not, or one non-starting game week is not indicative of the entire season or of what's going to happen. Nicornia, thank you very. Oh, Nikon La, sorry. Welcome and as a channel member, I really appreciate you signing up as a member. It's really appreciated. Chat's popping off. Will Werner be playing? Not sure. If I had to guess, I would probably say no. If Lukaku's playing, Werner maybe doesn't. Start Gilmore or Marty. Try starting on Marty, because if Marty's what's the downside of that? I mean, I guess I start on Marty. What is Gilmore realistically going to score against Man City? 2 points. It's a 2 points, really, isn't it? Unless you think that Marty's going to score less than 2 points. Every chance he does, to be fair. And Marty might not even start. If Vestergaard comes into the Leicester team this game, then Marty's not even going to start. And West Ham, goal-scoring machines as well. So, they could potentially be in for a few goals there. Wayne Gardner says, new to the channel, just subscribe. Thank you very much for subscribing. And that reminds me, guys, to remind you guys, if you haven't done already, please do consider subscribing. Let's see. Let's see if we hit 78,000 subscribers. I hope we did. Yes, we did. We did. So thank you very much. Thank you very much to everyone who has subscribed over the last 40 minutes. I really appreciate that. Something like 100 new subscribers in the last 40 minutes, which is excellent. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate that, guys. Right. Should I switch Diaz and Cancelo for Trent Alexander-Arnold, Wan-Bissaka? Sure. Do you have all of those, or do you want to... transfer them all in? I wouldn't be making that many transfers for sure. Connor Brooks here says, I will be upset the whole weekend if Salah blanks. I know, that's the temptation to captain Fernandes, isn't it? Because at least you've got At least there's hope left for you in the week. But at the same time, guys, if... oh, wait, hang on. I've just realised we've got the wrong chat on screen. We've got the wrong chat this whole time. I wondered why the chat wasn't moving on my OBS. There you go. That should update in 1 second. How have I missed that one? Did we get another member? Yes, we did. Theo Mags, thank you very much for joining as a member. Enjoy the emojis, and I'll keep a lookout for your comments as well. Why is that chat not updating? It doesn't like that, does it? Oh, here it comes. Slowly, it's loading onto the screen. Molly H says, I had a dream last night that Bruno got injured and yanked off at half-time. You never know. These strange things happen in FPL, and it's very, very frustrating when it does. But what I was saying about Bruno is that if you do captain Bruno and Salah scores a hat-trick, you are going to be hiding behind the sofa for the entire game week. You are going to be terrified. Absolutely terrified of things going terribly, terribly wrong. You know, the reason... That's why I've been missing Super Chats, because usually they're really easy to spot because they come up on my OBS, but they didn't. We've got... thank you very much, Hravoja. You've sent me Super Chats and comments and stuff before. I really appreciate it, dude. I never know how to pronounce your first name. Can I just call you Lilovac? I'm so sorry, dude. But thank you very much for the Super Chat. I really appreciate that, mate. Thoughts about Mahrez? Yeah, nice pick for the week. Nice pick for the week. Could be really interesting. Wilson out and DCL in. You've gone crazy. What? Wilson played really well in Gameweek 1. Played really well. I know he didn't get... Well, he got sort of 7 points. 6 points, was it, in the end? Yeah, I know that's not an insane score, but that's a good score. If he got 6 points every game week, he'd probably be the top scoring player of FPL. We've got Danny Mac hyping up Alonso. I think that's misplaced trust, if I'm honest. But fair enough. I'm not a big fan of Alonso for this game week. I mean, I'm quite interested, actually. Let's see. I want to have a look who the most transferred players in of the game week are, because this is going to be our last opportunity to check. I've not checked this in a couple of days. Who are the popular guys? I mean, Pogba is no surprise there, to be honest. Knee-jerk. Lots of knee-jerk FCs. Bruno, understand. Lukaku, yeah, that's just hype, really, isn't it? When a major player like that signs for a major team, they get hype signed. We saw it with Sancho pre-season as well. He just shot up to 20% owned randomly, and then everyone realised that, you know, this is just hype. Not saying that Lukaku will do badly, but it's still a little bit early for me to jump on him, I think. Antonio, understand. Richarlison, I kind of understand. Simicast is misguided. Simicast, like, he's not... how many game weeks has he got in him? 1. He's going to be playing this game week, and then he's not going to be playing anymore, probably for the rest of the season. Now, you'd be lucky to get a combined 5 more points in 36 game weeks after this game week, to be honest. Benrahma, yeah, like it. Salah, like it. Dennis, like it. Alonso, again, I think that's misguided. I think Alonso, his days are numbered. I wouldn't be surprised if he played against Arsenal, but I certainly, you know, if I had to guess who was going to start against Arsenal, I would say Chilwell. And certainly from game week 3 onwards, Alonso's gone. He's not going to be in the team. It's going to be Chilwell. Chilwell's the first choice left back for Chelsea Football Club at the end of the day. Calvert-Lewin, yeah, kind of get it. Son, get it. Yeah, Amati, I think, is slightly misguided bringing in Amati now, because he is going to lose his place to Vestergaard. Danny Ings, nice-ish. I don't think I'd be bringing in Danny Ings based off the back of last week's performance, if I'm honest. But certainly as a Danny Ings owner, I'll be keeping him. The fact that Ethan Pinnock is one of the most transferred in players of the game week is absolutely incredible. And this guy is only no disrespect to Ethan Pinnock. He's clearly a cracking football player, but to go for a 4.5 million Brentford centre-back, Brentford expected to concede some of the most goals this season of any team. A centre-back who, is not, may get the occasional goal or assist from a corner or something like that. Not realistically going to be a high-scoring player. He's going to concede loads of goals throughout the season. But because of this, 11 points. 11 points. People going absolutely crazy for him. Ramsey Unleashed has given me a little fist bump emoji. That's the first time anyone has ever used that emoji feature, by the way. Incredible. Thank you very much, man. Sahil says, what are your thoughts about on Jimenez? Look at fixture at game week 3. Yeah, Jimenez has a really nice fixture swing soon. So I definitely will be looking at him. I'll be looking at potentially transfer. I mean, my initial thoughts was maybe to do Danny Ings to Jimenez. I thought that could be an interesting transfer when the fixtures do swing. But I'm not going to lock in anything yet because look, we've had one game week. One game week's worth of data is not enough data. So we need to see a couple more game weeks to see how Jimenez performs, how the players that we have up front already are performing, and then we can make a sensible transfer. But yes, Jimenez 100% should be on our watch list right now. It really should. But anyway, back to Ethan Pinnock. 11 points. We've got how many knee-jerkers? 181,000 FPL managers have knee-jerked Pinnock into their team. And guys, this is where you guys have an advantage. You guys who watch and consume FPL content, you really obviously care about FPL. You're engaged managers. You want to do well and stuff like that. You put in your research. You put in a bit of time to it of trying to figure out what to do with your fantasy teams. You are going to avoid these weird transfers like bringing in Ethan Pinnock, which is very, very popular amongst a lot of people because, we know really that Ethan Pinnock is not going to score 11 points every game week. He's not. It's not going to happen. It's a bizarre transfer. If I was to go for a Brentford defender, I would be going for Rico. Because he's the same price. Where is he? Oh, no, not here we are. I'd be going for Rico. Because... bit differential? No. Because he is playing as a left wing back. Quite an advanced defender for the same price. Pretty nice. Sounds pretty nice to me. So yeah, that's who I'd be going for. If you're really desperate for Ethan Pinnock, and you, you think you like Brentford for their clean sheets, then Rico Henry, what a guy, and a FIFA legend. I always used to sign him because he was young with potential. Danielle Rogi says Havertz / Barnes for Greenwood / Son or Bruno for a -4, or do I just stick to my team and save the transfer? Who have you got? Havertz and Barnes. If you could do Greenwood and Bruno, then I would consider the -4 to get in Greenwood and Bruno. Yeah, but at the same time, there is a lot of argument to say stick with what you've got. But if you haven't got Greenwood or Bruno ahead of this game against Southampton, that could be quite damaging to you. So if you can get both Greenwood and Bruno into your team for -4, or are you saying not? I don't know. Okay, maybe you're saying Greenwood and Son or Bruno and maybe like a much cheaper player. Who would the cheaper player be? Could you do a Benrahma? Yeah, that's a tricky one. It's a really tricky one. I would want to have a Manchester United attacker. Greenwood and Son for a -4. It doesn't sound too bad, I guess. Yeah, I guess Greenwood and Son would be the two players that I would go for. For a -4 though, you might have to do it. You might just have to pull the trigger on that one, I'm afraid. Yeah, that sucks a little bit. Yeah, never a fan of a -4 this early in the season. But you may have to. You may have to do it. Let's have a look. I think I saw someone else. Oh yeah, we've got a member, Akash Kargupta. Thank you very much for joining as a channel member. I really appreciate that, man. And the multi-screen comes in handy. Simon Bando says, "Hi Dan, you're the man. Sorry if you've spoken about this already. I've just got into the stream. Why has DCL had a price rise, mate? He scored once and his ownership hasn't gone up dramatically. Has it not? Let's see. Has DCL had a price rise first of all? Because I'm not convinced he has. I don't think he has. Calvert-Lewin. Oh, 8.1. Oh, he has. Okay, I missed that one. That must have happened this morning. Okay, well, I mean, he has had a significant, and yeah, the interesting thing is that that is a lot of transfers in. That is a lot, but it's also based on how many people own the player initially. So if a player is on like 50% ownership and they go up 5% ownership, then maybe they don't get a price rise. But if a player is at like 5% ownership and they go up to 10% ownership, so still an increase of 5% of the total player base, then they perhaps will get a price rise because it's weighted in that way. It's quite confusing, guys, and it's not really, you don't really need to know this information if I'm honest, but just in case you are interested, it's kind of weighted like that based on percentages in terms of price rises. And I believe price falls doesn't work in that way, but price changes in general are quite complicated. I did make a video on my channel last year explaining how price rises work, so if you're desperate, go watch that video I posted last year. Just search FPL Mate price changes or something like that, or price changes explained, and you'll find the video, and that will hopefully clear everything up for you if you really are interested. But you don't need to know this really. Son or Greenwood? I prefer Greenwood for this game week. Since KDB is injured, Gundogan to replace. Yeah, quite possibly Gundogan could come into this team, this Man City team. I would say that it's pretty likely that Gundogan does play. Now we know he's fit and his injury's not bad. I think we're good. Hella NG Music says, if you hold control and scroll out, we can see your entire team in your browser. Yeah, but I don't like how it, look. I'm on a I'm on a Mac, so it doesn't quite work like that. I can zoom in and out this way, or I can just zoom in and out this way. But I don't like it. When it goes to that one, it just kind of screws up. So I leave it on that setting there. There you go, a little bit of insight. Guys, we've got 5 minutes until the deadline. I think it's time to lock in our final decisions. I'm not going to do... I did a lot of quickfire stuff last season. I'm not going to do it at the start of the season just because there's too many people in the chat. When people start getting bored of FPL and the chat's a little bit quieter, I'll do quickfire then because my computer just simply cannot hack the speed of the comments coming in. And by the way, guys, I am building a new computer at the moment, so we're going to have a better computer soon, which is going to hopefully fix a lot of the problems with the streams. But Danielle Roger says, got Benrahma, we'll do Greenwood for Barnes. Thanks. There we go. Okay, fair enough. Greenwood in sounds like a nice little move. No minuses. If you can manage that, absolutely fantastic. Janine says Barnes to Greenwood, got 0.5 in the bank. I would say that, yeah, if you don't have Bruno, I would do that, yeah. Even if I did have Bruno, I would consider it. But, yeah, not sure. Lithrasis places, I think Tsimikas is benched. I would be surprised if Tsimikas is benched. Robertson's not ready yet. There's still quite a few injury problems in the midfield for Liverpool, so Milner's not going to fill in at left back. We can kind of speculate that Milner potentially plays in midfield. Fabinho's not going to be there. It's a little bit touch and go with Henderson and Thiago. It's kind of unlikely that they play, but this, I guess, is possible. So yeah, Tsimikas is going to be playing at left back today. I don't think there's any chance of him not. Thoughts on Dinia to Zinchenko? No, I don't think I'd be doing that. Darren Wakefield says Tsimikas benched is what people are saying, but for who? I mean, if it's true, it's true. If that's come out, I mean, yeah, if it's come up in like the news, but I don't know. Is this just rumours or is this true? Let's I'll have a quick look. Oh, early Liverpool team. Yeah, I'm. I don't know. I can't see anything right away on my Twitter timeline, and if it was happening, then things would be going a little bit crazy, right? But yeah, I don't know. Maybe you never know, really. There's something going around on Twitter regarding Liverpool lineup. I'm seeing a few troll posts. I'm seeing a few people saying that Trent starts. I'm seeing a few people saying that Alisson starts. These are not surprising stuff, really. At the end of the day, we knew the risk with Tsimikas, and that's why we've got 4.5 million players on the bench. We've got Ayling on the bench just in case. But I really don't see how Tsimikas wouldn't start, because I don't understand who else would start there unless Henderson and Thiago have made miraculous recoveries. And Fabinho has made an incredibly miraculous recovery because he's been ruled out. Milner's going to play in midfield. Tsimikas has been playing well as well. There's no reason to drop him, so I wouldn't worry about that too much, guys. And if it happens, it happens. You've got you've got your bench covered. Darren Wakefield says I've said this. Robbo not match fit, so no replacement for him. Yeah, there you go. There's no replacement. Robbo can't play. It's not going to happen. Probably just people trolling and trying to cause panic storms on Twitter is often the case, but we'll find out. I think I'm gonna stay on all the way till lineups, to be fair. So yeah, can you not see the goalkeeper? You can see him. You can see the bottom of him. Hey, look, you can see the little bottom of Sanchez there. That's enough. No need to lock the team. Yes. Oh, yeah. See, we've got people trolling in the chat right now. People do it. People make up stuff to try and get reaction. Shahrul says Salah or Bruno captain. Excuse me, guys. Salah or Bruno captain. You probably should have thought about this before. I've gone for Salah. Just look on the screen. Will Buendia play? I think so. Dan Cross has sent me how reliable is this? Let's find out. I'm going to open it on a separate tab, just in case it's something horrible. I'm sure it won't be. But Dan Cross has sent me a link with some potential news. I mean, we'll get some... potentially get some early team news in the next half an hour. But guys, more importantly, there's no time at all to the deadline. So make sure you've locked in your team. Make sure you've got your benches in order. Everything is looking ship shape. Everyone is... Your captain set, your vice captain set. Your bench is in the right order, the right players on the pitch. You've finalised your transfers. Make sure you've done it all. That's the most important thing. And then, I'm gonna try and have a little look for some early team news and stuff like that. And then we'll ask about. We'll do the captains. We'll do the captain's question as well. The big question, captain's questions. Daniel says he likes these streams because they're engaging. I hope they are engaging and fun. It's good. Okay, right. John Joe says just in the ground. Found this. Looks like a team sheet. Okay. Let's let's put this on screen for you guys to see. So you can tell me what you think about this, but already I am a little bit suspicious about this because it's not from a recognised account or anything like that. You know, when you find an account that's only got sort of like 50 followers, it's usually not very trustworthy. But John Joe Jones says just in the ground and found this. Looks like the team sheet. No Jota, which is interesting. Can't wait for kickoff. Oh, by the way, guys, the deadline is passed. We're done. Everyone's locked in. Game week 2 has begun. Hope you guys sorted out your teams in time. Hope you're all good. Hope everything's wicked and sorted and you're all really super excited for the game week, because I am. But back to this. Let's have a look here. Does that say... Okay, this is where the rumours originated from then, I guess. No Tsimikas. Jota replaced by Firmino. It is a 4-4-1-1 with Burnley. I actually predicted that, so I think, yeah, with Brownhill as behind the striker of Chris Wood. Yeah, how true is it though? It looks like a media release team. But yeah, we've got Simicast on the bench there. Henderson's back in the team. I don't know how real that is or not. It looks pretty legit, to be honest, but how true is it? Because the media would they have the team sheets yet? I guess maybe. Is this provisional? Is this prediction? Is it predictive? I don't really know what this is. I don't fully know what I'm looking at. I don't know if you guys know what you're looking at here. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Dan Cross has just said, and this is a very, very good point, there's every chance that this is someone who's just literally made this. Just literally made this themselves. Yeah, Dan Cross also said, the thing is Milner listed as captain over Henderson. Yeah, that is very suspicious. Yeah, okay, yeah, maybe yeah, it looks, yeah. That's a big red flag, isn't it? That is a big red flag, the fact that Jordan Henderson's not captain. So someone is I mean, the rest of it is pretty, like, I can't tell who's left back on there. Milner, yeah, it's the same. Milner's left back potentially, I guess. Yeah, it's not real, is it? It's not real. All right, we'll pay no attention. Can you dislike things on Twitter? How do you dislike things? We'll keep an eye on Twitter anyway, just in case any early team news comes in. Euro 2020 is trending apparently. Anyway. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on Twitter, but yeah, that is certainly not enough to give me any confidence. I've got an annoying hair again. Where is it? Here you are. Let's just move you out the way of my life. There we go. This sheet was last year, maybe. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we've got a consensus here, guys, that it is fake. Did it have Fabinho on it? Because he's injured. Henderson, I don't think he's going to start today either, to be honest. Would Milner be Milner in this team sheet lineup? Yeah, he would be the left back, wouldn't he? Let's just go on my Twitter profile so we don't look at other people's stuff. Follow, by the way. Okay, guys, how many of you are still here? How many guys are sticking around for the post-deadline show, if you like, as we wait for some team news and stuff like that? I think there's still there's still well over 1,000 of you guys here. So I may as well ask in the chat. We used to do this last season, and I think you guys liked it. It was basically an in-chat captain poll. So what I'm going to do, guys, is going to... Oh, so someone said, look what Andy's tweeted. Okay. We'll also do in the chat, whilst I'm doing this, guys, put in the chat one word only. Who are you captaining for game week 2? Who is your game week 2 captain? Put in the chat once, one word only. Who is your captain? So just write in Salah, just write in Bruno or Fernandez, just write in Mahrez if you captain him. Write in the chat, one word only, who are you captaining? And then we're going to read through them all and see who you guys are captaining and who the popular picks are for the game week. And whilst you're doing that, I'm just going to check out this, whatever we're looking at here. Look at this guy. He's fake, pretending to be a City fan a few months ago. Oh, okay. Oh, it's just like a... Yeah, it's a faker. It's a faker. Alright, fair enough. Happy with that. I mean, not that we can do anything about it anyway. Let's have a look, see who you guys are captaining for the game week. It is a sea of Salahs. A Salah sea. Not a Salisu, who is going to be dominated by Bruno tomorrow, but a Salah sea. A sea of Salahs. We've got Greenwood in there as well. Obviously, we've got a couple of Brunos. We've got Mahrez. Mr. Danny Mac, you're a bit differential today, aren't you, mate? You're going a bit crazy. Salah. Greenwood. I'm going to ignore the troll ones, I think. Yeah, Salah's... It's like 90% Salah and 1% Bruno. That maths doesn't work out, but you get the point. Mane, interesting. DCL, interesting. Buendia, Mahrez, Sterling. A couple of Sterlings I just saw there. A salad amongst the salads. Mahrez, Bruno, Salah, Greenwood. I kind of like Greenwood as a differential. I do like that. Not that I'd be going for differentials right now, but yeah, I do like it. Lukaku. I bet you're a Chelsea fan if you're captaining Lukaku. Jasper captain Dan. Nice captain. Adam captain Morpay. You didn't, but you know, love the enthusiasm. Trent can understand that. A few people captaining Dan actually. Well played. Jamzan says, "Is this the real life? Is this just Salasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality." Salah salad, Cancelo. Good luck there. Yeah, it's basically all Salah with a little bit of Mahrez and a little bit more of Bruno. So it looks like, from what I'm looking in the chat, the order is Salah, Bruno, Mahrez, trolls. No, a few people like going for Greenwood and maybe a Sancho, Lukaku, a couple of random players in there as well. But there we go, guys. I think that's enough. That's enough of those. Sadio Mane in there as well. There we go. Apparently there's some cool graphics on the FPL mobile app when it's updating the game week. I've not seen that yet. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Oh, it's got like a little graphic at the top. Like a few did you know things. That's cool. That's pretty cool. Does it do anything here? I know. I'm just going to leave my pick team just in case it does the updated thing and we can't see what's going on. Any more team news? Anyone heard anything? Anything I should be looking up on Twitter or anything? I'll have a look at Twitter on my phone and see if we can find any news. And then if I find anything, we'll put it on screen. I can't really find anything. Yeah, can't really see anything. No team news yet. Okay, we'll check back in about 10 minutes, 10-15 minutes and see if we can find any more team news. Thotmub put the probable lineups. We can check that. We can check that out. Official lineups will be up in 20 minutes anyway. Yeah, I know, but it's not, we like to stay a little bit ahead of the game, don't we? Let's have a look at what the probable... Sean Miller says, people saying Simicast won't start. Yeah, that was a fake leak. Harvey Elliott starts from Spion Cop. Yeah, I saw that, but I don't think that's a very trustworthy account or anything like that. AJC says, is the game updating for anyone else? And it should be updating for everyone, yeah. Yeah, it does. Don't worry, it does this every week. Like every week, just after the deadline passes, it updates for about 40 minutes, kind of thing. So don't worry too much. When it's updated, you'll be able to see everything. But it updates every week. So no worries there. Here's the predicted lineup, I suppose. Which looks pretty accurate to me. Well, I mean, other than Thiago and Jordan Henderson, have they passed their late fitness tests? Maybe, potentially. I was kind of expecting to see a Milner in there, if I'm honest. Yeah, well, I mean, it depends. Jordan Henderson and Thiago Alcantara. Let's see how fit they are. If they're ready to go, they're ready to go. That's their best. Well, they're two better midfielders there. I've seen Naby Keita would be replaced by Fabinho, ideally, I think. Oh, excuse me, guys. Dan Cross says, I got to say I like how the app updates the game quicker during the game week this season. Yeah, so do I. They've made improvements to the app, to be fair, which is they've not added any new features per se, but they've just made everything a little bit more fluid, I guess. Origi will start and score a hat-trick. Well, we'll see. No Jota. Yeah, no. I don't think anyone was really expecting Jota to start this game, to be honest. I think we kind of felt that Firmino was going to start this game. I don't think that should become as too much of a surprise here. This is just predicted lineups, by the way, guys. So this is not official, so don't start panicking too much. We'll get the official lineups in about 15 minutes, and we'll share them with you, of course. I'm going to take that off the screen because I think without context, that's confusing people a little bit. We'll get the official lineup soon. I would not think that Jota starts today, though. I really do think it's going to be Firmino. I'm just learning that my brother, who copied my Gameweek 1 team, well, he says he didn't, but my brother, who had the exact same Gameweek 1 team as me, and has the same Gameweek 2 team as me, he's captain Bruno, and I've captain Salah. So I'm going to have a little bit of a rivalry, I suppose. This Salah versus Bruno has just got an extra layer of drama. Someone just leaked that Harvey Elliott stars. I really, really doubt that. If Bruno is a well-known FPL community troll, if he tweets that players playing, he is just guessing. He really is. I saw that someone leaked that Harvey Elliott starts. It was just a random FPL Twitter account with zero credibility, I suppose, unless someone knows any different. I would imagine that they are not that credible, but we'll find out soon. I mean, Harvey Elliott could maybe play in midfield, I guess. Dan Cross says, the real question is who copied who. Not even going to bite. Technically, I already did. Not going to bite. But yeah, Salah versus Bruno. Big one. Big one. Milner starts as left back. Yeah, right. There are so many. It just seems like there's so many trolls and stuff going on right now. That you get caught in a troll central, basically, where you don't really know what's going on. It's best to just write for the real team news unless you find something from someone legit. Dan Cross that Spion Cop tweeted it. Probably is legit. Okay, yeah, that's a relatively legit source from what I've heard. Yeah. Okay, well, I believe it then. Elliott starting in midfield then, I imagine. Yeah, interesting. So I wonder. So if we look at the predicted lineup from FOTMob, then in that case it's gonna be maybe. Well, I guess one of Jordan Henderson and Thiago Alcantara is going to be fit, or neither. Maybe it is. Oxlade-Chamberlain didn't play amazingly, so maybe it's a midfield three of Milner, Keita and Elliott. It looks like Chris Wood starting for Liverpool there. Let's move that. Yeah. Because I'm still not convinced by Henderson and Thiago. I really thought... I didn't think they were going to make it. I mean, I knew there was a chance of them making it, but... People always ask what I'm drinking. Jeffrey asked what I'm drinking. It's just a blackcurrant squash. Apple and blackcurrant squash. I have it every stream because it's good for the throat. People asking, Salah, will Salah be benched? No, Salah's not going to be benched. I'm now reading that Elliott starts left back. These Liverpool leaks just killing me. Yeah, try not to pay too much attention to it. It's there's going to be a lot of trolls, a lot of fake team news. There's fake team news outnumbers real team news by so much because people just try and guess. They try and guess it because they know if they guess it right, then they will get loads of likes, loads of retweets, loads of followers from it. So they will make these guesses in an attempt to get a sudden explosion. And if they get it wrong, as soon as the team is actually leaked, they'll delete their tweets. So there's no like evidence of them getting it wrong kind of thing. So people will just be guessing this thing. Is the drink hot or warm or cold? It's a cold drink. You guys not have like blackcurrant squash? Well, I don't know what if you have that around the world. It's pretty popular in the UK. It's like it's like concentrated blackcurrant juice, and you put it in a glass, and then you fill the rest of the glass up with water. So it's like, I don't know, like 80% water, and it makes a nice blackcurranty, delicious, cool drink for a Saturday morning. Jake SAFC, thank you very much for joining as a member. Really appreciate that, dude. Zach Bruno says Salah to start at left back. This is exactly what I'm saying. We could just say stuff. We could just say stuff like this. And you know what? In the 1 in a million chance that Salah actually starts at left back, if you tweet that and you get it right, even if it's 1 in a million, you get it instantly. You'll get 10,000 followers instantly. So people are just stupid on Twitter. They really are. Which is why you've got to be so careful with this stuff. Be so careful. But if Elliott starts, I would imagine he plays in midfield. Ribena, maybe to some of you, other brands. Yeah, okay, yeah. Think Ribena, Vimto. Yeah. Robinsons. Let's go member. Yes, Jakey boy. Yes, Jake. Cancelo starting? I don't know. Noah says you put the water in first. Are you mad? Are you mad right now? You put the water in before the squash. Next thing you'll be telling me you put the milk in the bowl of cereal before you put the cereal in. What else? What else do you do? Do you put the butter on the plate before the bread? Is that what you do right now? Oh. When you're going for a shower, do you take your clothes off whilst you're in the shower? These orders are all wrong. The orders are wrong. When you're making I don't know, like jam on toast, do you put the jam on the toast first and then the margarine on top of the jam? These are the vibes I'm getting right now. Squash goes in after the water, not before the water. It goes in before the water, not after the water. You don't put the water in first, and if you do, you're an absolute nutter. Water in before the squash? No. You know what? This is bothering me more than the idea of Simicast not starting. The debate is starting. This is a real debate. Josh Karski says live score says Jota started up front. Yeah, live score takes data from the previous week, or predictive stuff, and until official lineups are released. So that's not. We're not going to get the real deal yet. Jake says smart people shower with clothes on. Let's be real. I guess it. Yeah, you get everything washed at once. Pulsey Bear says, oh, and the milk doesn't go in first in the tea. Yeah, that's the same vibes. That's the same vibes. Putting in milk first in a cup of tea. Dan, apple or orange? I'm going to say apple, but I like both. Who on earth uses margarine? That's pretty normal to use margarine. I use margarine. Milk before cereal, gang. No, no, get away. Just get away from me now. Get away from... I'm not dealing with this. I think if you put milk in before the cereal, there is probably like a 90% chance that you are a psychopath and you need to go and get tested. Oh dear. Vimto is far superior to Ribena. I don't know, I find Vimto a little bit too much. A little bit much. Cereal first, then milk. Thank you. I'm glad we've got some sensible people in the chat. Can I see the team, please? Yeah, you can see my team. That's no problem. There you go. Wendy's or McDonald's? We don't really have Wendy's in the UK, so I have to say McDonald's. Any other big debates before? I mean, I'm sure like some people come here for these streams and they just want FPL, and if they don't hear FPL, they'll get furious. So the fact that they were talking about squash, cordial, milk, people are going to be furious that we're not talking about FPL. So we better get back on topic. Even though I like the after stream stuff, I really like because we just have a little bit of banter. Okay. Robbo on the bench. Oh my God. Jota starts. Now that is a surprise. That is a real surprise. Robbo on the bench is interesting. Oh, we've got a super chat here with the lineup. Okay, Michael Zoo. I'm assuming this is the lineup. If so, thank you very much, Michael. Copyright first. Okay, so Michael has come in with the with a super chat and with a lineup. Thank you very much, Michael. You're an absolute legend. Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Tsimikas, Henderson, Keita, Elliott, Salah, Jota, Mane. So Jota starts. Jota owners, you have got away with it a little bit. You've got away with it because that is the lineup confirmed by Copyright. So let's get on Copyright and get the whole shebang. We may as well. I know it's only 6 minutes until the actual team news, but is it this? Is it this? Is this the account? No, it's definitely not this account. Where's the account? I don't know. I don't know the app. Is there, or is it just on the website? Well, I mean, is it that account? Does anyone know the app? Let's have a look. Light mode on Twitter, unbelievable. I know. I've only got light mode on this computer because it looks a little bit better for streams. On my phone and on my laptop, it's dark mode. Don't worry, everything's on dark mode on my other devices. All right, forget that. Andy retweeted it. All right. The thing. Oh, can I get to Andy? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, just for the sake of having that on screen, there we go. Dan Cross says, how would you know how much milk you would need if you put in first? The Cop HQ, there, we're on it. Where have we got it? I'm actually going to drop them a follow. There you go, guys. You've got on screen your Liverpool lineup. Now we need to find the Burnley lineup. That's what we need. Dan, short or long hair? Short hair, I think. Simicast. Is my like chat really laggy, or people still saying that? No, my chat must be laggy. Let's refresh. People are still saying the Simicast isn't starting. Surely people don't still think Simicast is starting. You can see it right on the screen. Who seriously has Burnley players? I know, but it's nice to see what the matchups are going to be like. You know, how Liverpool are going to play against the Burnley. Dan, what music do you listen to? I listen to like really weird music. Like I listen to a lot of like, I guess future funk it's called future funk. It's basically like 80s inspired electronic music. It's kind of kind of a little bit like vaporwave music, but I don't know. I guess a little bit more funky, a little bit kind of more soul infused. But it's a lot of like 80s samples and stuff like that, which I really like. A lot of 80s music. Brownhill on the bench. Some people have Burnley players. Yeah, a lot of us have like Brownhill, don't we? Or Browning, as I like to say. FPL updated. Nice. Sahil says, did you start any new anime? No, I haven't started any new anime, actually. I've been, I've not actually watched any anime in probably like 3 months now. It's just 'cause I've been so busy with YouTube and stuff. I've not really had a chance. And I've been playing a lot of Apex Legends as well. So, it's been difficult to find the time to watch anime, because anime is just like, it's life consuming. It's so life consuming. Actually, the last anime I rewatched Hunter x Hunter. Actually, that I tell a lie. I watched Hunter x Hunter. I finished rewatching that about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. You like Dua Lipa then? Yeah. Okay. Dua Lipa is kind of future funk, 80s inspired. So I do like Dua Lipa. Yeah, but it's a little bit mainstream, and I do like to listen to some music that is a little bit like different. Or maybe I'm a little bit of a hipster. You know, I'm one of those losers who instantly doesn't like a song if it becomes popular. Wraith main? No, I'm actually Horizon main. I hit 3,000 kills on Horizon yesterday, actually. Hit Diamond. I'm going to try and grind for Master Rank over the next month before FIFA comes out. Before FIFA 22 comes out, I want to hit Master Rank, because I'm just going to play FIFA as soon as it comes out. 7 Deadly Sins is the best anime. Yeah, pretty good. Danielle says, Dan, I have a quick question. I've never been able to complete a full season ever, but do you think if I start making videos or a podcast, it might help me reach the end of the season? I don't think necessarily, no. I think you might get burnt out if you're trying to force it. If you don't want to play FPL, don't play it. But, I mean, yeah, give it a go. I'm going to go on the official Premier League, official FPL Twitter page, because they're going to retweet the teams right now, and we'll just get that final confirmation. I know we already know the Liverpool lineup, don't we? But there we go. We got a couple of lineups. We got Burnley first. Brownhill starts. There we go. Good old Browning. Let's have a look. Oh my God. That is interesting. Okay, right. This is why it's interesting. And what console do you play? I play on Xbox. You should, I'll think about streaming some Apex in the future. We've got a few other Horizon names in the chat as well, so like it. Yeah, we'll talk about some other stuff in a second. Let's just check this out first, and then we'll maybe just chat about some random stuff for like 10 minutes after. But yeah, what's really interesting is this team is not loading. Is the formation that Burnley are going to play. Like, if I can get this to load, That would be a really great start. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So they're playing two forwards. They're playing with a midfield of Browning and Cork. So they're not going super defensive, really. It seems like they do want to try and get something out of this game, which could be beneficial to Liverpool. But at the same time, it could cost us clean sheets, particularly if we're doubled up. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Tsimikas. Okay. So there we go. And then I'll just put the Liverpool team news on the official one on screen whilst we just talk about some random stuff for 10 minutes, because I've been streaming for like an hour and a half already. Oh my god, please just stop lagging. And then we'll talk about Future Funk, Apex Legends and anime, because I'm sure there's a few nerds in the chat just like me. Because we've done so much FPL. We've done so much FPL. I'm going to chill out for a bit. We'll talk for a bit, and then I'm going to go watch the football. Very, very exciting. Oh, James Milner with a... Why has it gone to that again? I very clearly did not click on that. I will sort my life out in a minute, guys. Promise. I want to click on this, please. Please, can I click on this? Yeah. Now can I click on this? There we go. James Milner misses out with a slight knock. Let's get this on screen. We've seen it already. We've got it confirmed now. Elliott in midfield. Jota starts. Tsimikas starts again. Henderson's back. Firmino's on the bench. Thiago's on the bench as well. Robertson has made the bench, so he's clearly getting back to business as well. Maybe he gets a few minutes at the end of the game. There we go. There we go. Done, guys. There. Happy days. Right. Your Wi-Fi is bugging. No, it's the quality of the computer, which I'm still trying to build. Danielle says PlayStation or Xbox. I am Xbox. James Craig says I used to play Overwatch loads, but now Apex has taken over. Yeah, it's such a good game. Apex, honestly, I really like the movement mechanics. I think it's like one of the best first person shooters I've ever played. No, I think back to like the first ones I played, like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2. Like that's when I first started playing first person shooters. But Apex, the movement mechanics is so smooth. The way you can just kind of like, I don't know, like move around your opponent essentially in a 1v1 straight gunfight. You can strafe, you can jump, you can crouch spam, you can like slide strafing. There is so many movement techniques that at the higher level. So if you really get into it, really get into Apex, and you really learn all the technicalities of the movement, it is so much good fun. And some of the characters are so fun to play. I love playing Horizon. It's a really fun character to play because you can just, the gravity lift is just so much good fun. You got a new gen console or old gen? I made sure I had the new Xbox on pre-order when it came out on pre-order last year. I was like, I am getting this on pre-order. There's no way I'm missing out. So yeah, I've got the Series X. I'm really looking forward to FIFA on the new consoles as well. It's gonna be pretty cool. I've played the beta for the beta for the new FIFA as well, so it's pretty good. Yeah, looking forward to playing a bit of Ultimate Team. FPL Jamie says, Dan, can you please say hi to me? Yeah, of course, man. Hi, how are you doing? Hope you're all good. Jake SAFC says, hey Dan, suggest some players to buy for my Sunderland career mode. Currently in League One transfer windows, second league. Cheers. Okay. I don't really know. I've never really done a career mode. Well, I mean, I have in the past, but the last couple of seasons, I've never really gone below the championship for career modes. I don't know. Difficult. Maybe just go for like some cool players that have signed for Premier League teams, like go for a Sambi Lokonga or someone like that. That could be pretty cool. Carl Lewis says the hyper motion looks amazing, the long passing looks really smooth. Yeah, man. Yeah. Craig says, "What the good night is Apex? It's a game." Palsy Bear says, "What type of computer are you building?" Just a normal PC. Just a normal PC. Top 3 anime. Okay, top 3 anime of all time. I'm actually gonna put as number 1. Right. I can say my personal number 1. I'm going to put my personal number 1 in the top 3, but I know it's not the best anime. I think the best anime is probably Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is probably the best. Someone says, "Can I see your team?" Yeah, you can see my team. Yeah, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is probably the best anime, in my opinion. Death Note has a good argument for it as well. My favourite anime is Code Geass. But I guess if you're going to do top 3 animes ever, it would be Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and one other. It's kind of difficult. I mean, Naruto is obviously a classic, and I think that was a great anime for all of our childhoods, I guess. Don't know. Don't know who I picked for the third one though. There's so many good ones. I can't think of one off the top of my head that I would say was like, oh my god, that was amazing. But there's loads I like. One Punch Man, yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a joke anime. Obviously, it's a great show. Pokemon, yeah, Dragon Ball Z, obviously great shouts. One Piece is a little bit much for me. I've attempted One Piece, but it's like 800 episodes. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Hunter x Hunter, yeah, love it. Cowboy Bebop, yeah, potentially. Fist of the North Star, I don't know if that I would put that in the top. Okay, right, yeah. Belly Appa MJ, it just says Steins Gate. Okay, yeah, Steins Gate, I'm putting that in there as well. There you go, top 3, Death Note, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and Steins Gate, top 3, boom. Easy. Beyblade or Pokemon. Love it. But Attack on Titan, okay, yeah. In terms of recent animes, Attack on Titan is probably pretty goated, to be fair. But Bleach, yeah, good anime, but it tailed off. It tailed off a lot. Don't know. Forsey says, "Dan, I like that you have different interests like me. I love football and also like games. I never watch anime, but is it good?" I really like it. I really like anime. And if you're going to start on an anime, depending on how old you are, if you're like maybe 16 or older, the first anime I would probably recommend that you watch is Death Note, because it's really a good... it's got a really good storyline. It's really gripping, particularly if you like psychological thrillers and stuff like that. I would say start on Death Note, and if you like Death Note, you can move on to some other stuff. Attack on Titan has been a really popular anime, an entry level anime over the last kind of 10 years for people first starting off with anime. But yeah, it's good. A lot of people think it's just for kids, but there's actually some quite adult, dark themes in a lot of anime, and yeah, it's quite gripping. But you do have to be a little bit nerdy. You do, which I am, which is fine. But yeah, some people like it, some people don't. It's kind of weird in like the football community for people to like anime. To be fair, it's kind of a bit of an obscure thing in the football community. I think anime is much bigger in America as well. I don't think that many people in the UK really watch it. It's kind of a little bit underground still here. A little bit of an internet subculture, if you will. But I love the internet. That time I was reincarnated as a slime. That is not getting near the top 3, unfortunately. Death Note is the only anime I've watched. Any similar ones? Well, I mean, Code Geass in a way is like Death Note in terms of its kind of like a psychological thriller. It's really intense. It's a little bit of a tactical battle between two protagonists, antagonists. So yeah, Code Geass would probably be my suggestion of an anime similar, but it's quite corny. It's quite intensely anime. There's like giant robots flying around and stuff like that. Do you like Howl's Moving Castle? Yeah, I do like that movie. It's a really nice movie. I really like the Studio Ghibli movies, to be fair. Do you read manga? No, not so much anymore. I used to. Terror in Renaissance is similar to Death Note. I've not actually watched Terror in Renaissance. There you go. Have you watched Monster? Okay, yeah, that's a good shout as well. Monster is a little bit similar to Death Note. I think Monster is perhaps a little bit dated now, though. That's the only thing. Yeah, potentially a little bit dated. Haikyuu sucks so cheesy. Yeah, I've watched a little bit of Haikyuu, but I didn't find it that interesting. I watched probably like 10 episodes, 15 episodes, and then kind of got a little bit bored of it, to be honest. I don't think I'll finish that. I still need to finish Attack on Titan, the most recent season. I was waiting for the English dubs to come out, because often when I'm watching anime, I'll be like editing videos or making graphics and stuff like that, so I can't really watch the Japanese version with subtitles because I'm looking at my computer most of the time, and most of I'm just kind of listening and like glancing up and down rather than just sitting there. I can't read the subtitles so well, so I was waiting for the dub to come out. Forces here says, I've always played COD, and since the start of Apex I've played it, but I swapped between 2 games, but now I think I'm going to swap fully to Apex. I like to go with one game only at a time, because you learn the mechanics a little bit more and you can get that muscle memory going a little bit. So if you really want to become good at at one particular game, you kind of just got to stick with the one kind of thing. Jake says, now you suggested him, we're going to sign Lukaku. I don't know if he'll sign for us in League One. Yeah, you might have to wait till you're going up to the Championship. I don't think he's rated that highly on FIFA 21. Have you seen Yu Yu Hakusho? No, I have not. Oh, no, I have not. Is there still many people here? No. Yeah, still like 930 people. Still quite a few people. I'm going to get off soon. I'm going to get some food and, yeah, get ready to watch the football. Watch the pre-match stuff. Gotta love the pre-match stuff. Bro, this last season of Attack on Titan has been so sick so far. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I watched the first few episodes and then, yeah, it was pretty intense, right? Pretty intense. Some surprises. I love it, though. But yeah, guys, I think we've spoken enough about video games and anime for today. I'm sure a lot of people, I mean, there's like 900 people still watching. I have no idea why 900 people are interested in talking about anime and video games on a Fantasy Premier League channel. But there we go. There we go. But guys, thanks so much for watching today. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like on the stream before you go, I would massively appreciate that. Yeah. I will be streaming again on Monday. We'll do another strategy stream. We'll review how, first of all, like kind of how I got on last week, how we all got on last week, see what things we could take away from Game Week 2, and then we'll kind of strategize and think how we're going to move forward with some strategies for future Game Week. So hopefully, guys, I will see you all on Monday. I'm not going to make any other videos this weekend, so won't be any more videos today, won't be any videos tomorrow, so I'm going to have a little bit of a break and just enjoy the football. Got a family birthday as well tonight, so yeah, Monday will be when I next see you, where we'll do a podcast and we'll do a strategy stream as well. So see you then, guys. Like I said, please do like the stream before you go. If you haven't subscribed already, I would massively appreciate that if you would do that for me. Yeah, I'm just aiming for 100,000 subscribers. I've got to do it at some point or another. I'm gonna have to do it at some point or another. It will happen. But there you go. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for just listening to me chat about absolute rubbish for the last 15 minutes, half an hour. Really appreciate you guys. You guys are absolutely, you guys are the best. You're absolutely smashing it. And good luck this game week. I hope you all do really well, genuinely from the bottom of my heart. So, yeah. Cheers, guys. Enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the football. And I'll see you later, mates. Bye-bye.